Hey guys, and welcome to episode 129 of the Upper Lake Podcast. My name is Scott Ellis. I'm joined here by Tim McGavick.
Hey.
Tyler Switolski. Sick. And Adam Franey.
Hey, guys.
Glad to have you.
You guys.
Let's run down some of the topics we're going to discuss on this week's episode. As usual, we're going to talk about the last film we watched this week, as well as a couple of news topics. We got Don't Worry, He Won't Get Far on Foot trailer.
Ooh.
Film directed by Gus Van Sant, starring Joaquin Phoenix.
GBS.
We got some news, some DC news relating to Flashpoint. They have announced the directors, so we're going to talk about that in a little bit, as well as we got another trailer for Tomb Raider. So we will talk about those later as well. Don't forget to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment below in the comment section if you want to join our discussion. And of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel. That out of the way, Tim.
Yep.
What'd you watch this week?
I watched a little movie on Netflix.
Did you?
Goes by two different titles. There's
Is this Shattered?
Seven Sisters,
Oh.
also known as the original title of What Happened to Monday.
Oh,
New me.
This is starring Noomi Rapace as Seven Sisters. Also starring Glenn Close and Willem Dafoe.
Oh.
Written by Max Botkin and Kerry Williamson and directed by Tommy Ricola. Willem Dafoe, yes, you heard me. The man himself. In the near future, where overpopulation has become the number one threat to humanity, a one-child rule is implemented. When seven sisters are born together, they are raised learning how to cheat the system and pass off as one person. When one sister goes missing, things begin to unravel for the sisters.
No, she plays all seven.
She plays all seven, named Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Interesting.
The movie takes place over a week.
What happened to Monday?
What happened to Monday?
Oh, I get it.
So it starts on Sunday, Monday.
so
Essentially the way that they've been raised is that they each have this one day to go out and be this Caitlin. I forgot the name of like the character, the person they're supposed to be.
Sure.
So like Monday gets a chance to do it, and then Tuesday does it the next day, and then Wednesday and Thursday. So when they go out for the day, they have to dress the same. When they get back, they like tell in specific detail like what happened that day. So like everyone knows like people you meet that day and what happened, etc., etc.
I see. They brief each
Yes,
other.
they brief each other. Actually, it's called debriefing. Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you. You've seen this?
Yes. It's my favorite film.
So the story picks up when Monday doesn't return home, and things start going awry.
I like the concept. I'm in.
it's high concept.
High concept.
Is it shit?
It's weird. I liked some things in it. It gets
Okay.
kind of generic. Like I kind of saw where the plot was going. Probably about just over a quarter of the way through. I'm like, I
Perfect.
kind of know where this is going to end up.
Well, that's what they want, probably.
What did surprise me, because I didn't get it from the trailer, action movie.
Excuse me?
Yeah, yeah. Lots of shootouts and fights and foot chases.
Really?
This is on
Blew my
Netflix,
mind,
you
yeah.
said.
Are you sure?
I did not see that coming. Like it was like a slow start, not a slow start, but like a fairly standard start, and then like some shit started going down. I was like, there's like guns being
I'm
like
listening.
7 Noomi Rapaces.
yes,
Shooting.
she is excellent.
Nice.
I will say,
Really?
yeah.
She has a chance to do 7 different characters.
Could say
All
yes.
variations.
Yes,
of
yes.
Okay.
They're all kind of similar. This is the problem with the movie. The character is kind of is a little thin. There's 7 of them, but they each have like a different hairstyle, and that's kind of how you can tell them apart.
That's their character.
One's blonde, one wears like a knit hat, one has short black hair,
Deep.
one has wavy hair.
One's got earrings.
Yeah, so 3 or 4 of the sisters get some more screen time, but the other ones don't get quite as much. But yeah, it's fine. Like it's a little long too. It's 2 hours and 10 minutes. I want to say
That sounds longer than it
or
should
is it
be.
shorter than that?
I expected 90 minutes.
2
Yeah.
hours and 3 minutes. Yeah. It's a 2 hour. It does not need to be that long. I will say it was paced well. It didn't really feel that long, but they probably could have cut like 20, 30 minutes of it to get a tighter story. And yeah, just kind of a fairly generic sci-fi ending.
What's the new title?
Seven Sisters. It's on Netflix as Seven Sisters in Canada. It came out under What Happened on Monday, which is obviously a better title. It's more intriguing.
Much more intriguing.
Right. But Noomi Rapace is
Apparently
good.
not.
She's
It's always
good
weird
in
when
it.
they have, like, I guess the studio thinks that a certain title will do better in a certain like
market,
but to me it's just bizarre.
Yeah.
Like, why?
It just sounds like they want to spell out
Yes.
like what the movie is, because
Yeah.
people are like, "What happened Monday? I don't know what that is."
Goofy.
Yeah, thank you.
But Yeah, he's just a very generic villain. Like, if you guys have seen any dystopic sci-fi movies,
I've seen a few.
you know the leader of government or corporation,
Big Brother.
usually bad.
I'm assuming wears a long coat.
There's the long coats that are worn.
Yeah.
Sometimes they are secretly bad. Sometimes they're openly bad.
Yeah.
This one
I'm assuming
openly
wearing
bad.
gloves as well.
I
So
think
Willem
they think he wears
Dafoe's
gloves.
the-
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe's not the bad guy.
Oh, it's Glenn Close.
Glenn Close, yes.
Interesting.
Really? I was going to say White Male.
Willem Dafoe's the grandfather who raises the 7 girls. So he's in some flashback scenes.
So it's like a
he's
sci-fi
the
Florida
Obi-Wan.
project.
yeah,
I'm in. Oh, yeah.
exactly.
I'm
The
waiting.
ending made me cry.
Yeah? You cried hard, eh?
What would you give it? What would you rate it?
I'm gonna go heavy 2.
Wow.
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
it had like interesting stuff, but
Right.
the generic like third
Didn't do it
acts
for you.
and Revelations are just kind of
A little flat,
a
eh?
little flat, a little flat.
Well, a lot flat.
All right. Well, Ty,
Mm.
what'd you watch this week?
You've been hyping it up.
I hyped it up a little bit. I did. I'll give you guys my little description.
This should be good.
A national manhunt is ordered for a rebellious kid and his foster uncle who go missing in the bush.
Ooh.
I'm losing it. I'm losing it.
2016's Hunt for the Wilder People.
Taika. You little
I
bastard.
watched it. I loved it.
I knew
course
you
you
would.
It was so fucking good. I'm gonna give my rating right now, and then I'll talk about it. It's a 5. It's a
No.
5. It's a 5. It's
Oh,
so
You're
good.
going to retroactively adjust your 2016 list.
I'm definitely
That
gonna have to.
probably doesn't exist.
It's there somewhere. It's on a napkin somewhere, like in one of my jeans.
Dig that napkin.
It's so good. Like there's so much
Hilarious.
character to it.
It's amazing.
Like I don't often like laugh like when I'm watching a movie by myself. Like,
I
like,
agree. That's why I don't like comedies.
yeah, because it's
course.
hard to like just sit there like being with someone else and watching comedy kind of feeds the hilarity.
yeah.
Mhm.
The
But
energy.
like I was sitting there and I was laughing by myself. Like it was so good.
I watched it by myself and laughed out loud.
Yeah, there's a couple scenes like
Same.
there's so much character to this. Like it's so like the best way to describe it is it's witty. It's a witty film.
Yeah. I think it's a Woody.
No,
Woody?
no,
It's
no.
a sweaty film.
It's a
It's a
switty film.
Sam Neill.
Sam Neill was
Go.
hilarious. Like
Yeah.
the kid was great. There's a huge turning point that happens like 15 minutes into it, which really caught me by surprise.
Me too. Yeah.
I
Me
did
too.
not expect that to happen, and it just totally takes the movie in like a totally different direction. I'm like, oh, okay, this is what's happening now.
That's a curveball.
Yeah, Taika, hilarious, by the way.
preacher.
Best
As the
cameo.
minister,
Just the best
hilarious.
cameo.
So good.
There's another duel. Like he's just like,
Behind that door.
So is that 2 fivers
Jesus.
from him? Do you 5 Bang Thor Ragnarok?
I did 5 Bang Thor, I think. Yeah,
What We Do in the Shadows? Have you seen that? You've seen that?
I have seen
You
that.
You liked it?
You really liked it.
I really liked it. I can't remember if it was a heavy 4 or if it was a 5, but it was up there.
So Taika's scorching
Okay.
for you.
Yeah, like to me, like I compare him
Yeah.
to like Edgar Wright, like just the
Yeah.
way like he shoots things. Like he's got like he just has a very particular style, and I find it similar to Edgar Wright. Like just like I don't want to say like it's not quick cut,
No.
but it's like it's
He has his own distinct style.
exactly
Spunky.
yeah,
Not necessarily the same as it, but
yeah,
very its own.
yeah, and it was just so funny. Like every time like you saw like the child and youth worker or whatever her name was,
Yeah.
she was so funny.
I love her.
Oh.
Like it seemed like she was like trying to save the
Yeah.
world. Like she
Yeah.
was up in a
Yeah.
tank beside
Right.
him.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
What the shit was that doing there?
Right.
Like, it was just so good. She's like having a conversation, trying to like coax him back over. She has like mixed nuts and like chocolate and stuff like that in a bag. It's like you're like the Terminator, but like Sarah Connor before she could do chin ups, like weak. It was so funny, so good.
Light bulb went off there.
Yeah. Oh,
Last scene.
so good. Yeah. I
Swooty 5.
perfect.
Swooty
That's
five.
two
Like-
Swooty 5s in a row.
That is. Molly's Game was a 5. Or was it Molly's Game? Or what was the other one? What was my last scene?
You watched
Ed Wood.
Ed Wood.
Ed Wood. That's right.
You're on
Yeah.
fire, man.
Yeah. Molly's Game was a 5. That's 3 5s in a row.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for
right.
Phantom Thread, bud.
Shit.
Yeah, 4 5s in a row.
Stay. Yeah. Just great movie.
All right.
Great movie.
Adam. What do you got, bud?
Allow me to read the IMDb synopsis, as I do every week.
Cut to the chase, bud.
Said, I'm seeing it for the first time right now and reveals the title in the first 3 words.
You gotta,
so
yeah,
skip
gotta
that.
around that.
Blank is the tale of 2 socially awkward misfits and the strange ways they try to find love through revenge on high school bullies burgers, and video games. Any bells for anyone?
Burgers.
No.
2007's Eagle versus Shark.
Why?
Is this like a Sharknado spin-off movie or?
No.
Is this a B shark movie?
Yeah.
Starring Jermaine Clement, Lauren Taylor, and a plethora of other New Zealand actors.
This movie. It's not the one I thought it was.
Director may be familiar to you. His name's Taika Waititi.
Oh!
Crossover.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Is this his like only other feature they did
His
before
directorial debut.
Right.
Yes, he has this, Boy, and then What We Do in the Shadows, Hunt for the Wilder People,
Right.
Thor.
Gotcha.
It's good. Good flick. Very funny.
Adam
very
Five?
cute.
No?
Nope.
Oh.
It's a little too hipster overload.
Mm.
It felt like it was kind of coming that wave of Napoleon Dynamite, like Aftermath. It's
Like awkward high school
very
movie?
it's extremely Napoleon Dynamite. Like literally, Jermaine Clement is Napoleon Dynamite. He's got like an '80s mullet. It's just like shaved here with like the straight bangs and then the big fluffy mullet, and like just dresses like Napoleon Dynamite. Thick rimmed glasses. Like his line delivery is just that like awkward, stilted delivery.
Do you like Napoleon Dynamite?
Yeah, I love it. But this
It's a
just
5.
felt, we know.
You
guys don't love it?
No, I don't.
I
don't
love
it.
it.
I don't.
Really?
Honestly, I don't see the big hype about it.
It's
To me,
so
it's like
fucking good. We gotta watch it again.
no, I'm
We
not.
gotta
No,
watch
I'm
it
not
again.
watching
It's
it
so
again.
funny. Are you kidding me?
No,
It's
I
so
did it
good.
once. I'm not doing it again with you guys.
Oh my god, you guys are crazy. I love it.
What do you mean? Did we watch it once?
We did.
We did?
Yeah. I swear to God, we did.
What?
Maybe it was with our other group.
Excuse
We
me.
watched it.
You have another podcast?
Anyways, sorry.
Anyway,
No, we watched it here. We watched it with the podcast. I remember this. I vowed I'd never watch it again.
Me?
Yeah.
Like 2 years ago.
Sorry,
Tim
guys.
doesn't watch comedy. Sorry.
I've seen it.
Ladies. Yeah, not
Shark
a ton
versus
to say.
Eagle?
Eagle versus Shark. It's just so hipstery. Like, it was cringily.
Sharknado versus Eagle.
That's all I'm thinking about.
Mecha
right now.
Eagle?
Like, they meet. It's called that because they meet at a costume party. He's dressed as an eagle. She's dressed as a shark. Like a big, like, mascot costume. And they're just, like, awkward at this costume party. And then they have to play Xbox and, like, play this fighting game. And everyone's, like, playing a tournament. It was just very... Like, I could picture anyone watching this just having high-rolled pants and, like, a vinyl record player, like, smoking a pipe or something. It's just like, oh, my God. Like, it was like, charming romantic comedy, but it was... And then there's a lot of stop-motion sequences. Like, they'll just...
throw it in there.
It was like Wes Anderson, just, like, having
Wes
a wet
Anderson
dream.
Light?
Yeah, Wes Anderson light. Like, I think Taika was, like, kind of trying to be something he's not, maybe, or
just he was trying to find out who he is.
very, very much so, yes. Like, they're just, Jermaine's eating an apple at one point, takes a bite out of it, and throws it on the lawn, and it cuts to this apple, like, growing legs, and just, like, walking through the grass with, like, music playing, and it's, like, all stop motion. It's just, like, super hipster overload.
Wow.
He has all these ideas in his head. He wants to just
Yeah,
get out.
yeah, right?
It's like, just tone it down.
Take it down.
Save them for another movie.
Half a notch there, Taika. But I still liked it. It's still worth seeing. Like, it's if you like that cringe, awkward humor. I know, Scott.
I'm
you
all
do.
about the cringe.
I love it too. It's it still has that spirit of like Flight of the Conchords and that like classic Taika humor. I just feel like he became a way better filmmaker later on. Like,
He honed his craft.
Totally, yeah. This is, and I can't believe it, 11 years old. I didn't realize how old it was.
Did he also have a cameo in this?
Yeah. Very briefly, he's Jermaine Clement's brother that he's like jealous of. He's like
Okay.
a marathon runner,
Oh.
and he just sees him on the news, and his dad's like hugging him, and they're like crying because he won the marathon or whatever it was. He came in first, and Jermaine's just like watching it, just fuming. I'd give it a heavy 3. Solid, funny, pretty cute, but it was a little too hipstery for me. It was a little cringe.
Okay.
Yeah, a little hipster overload.
Tim,
Scotty.
what are you looking at, bud? What are you looking at?
Fuck are you looking
You see
at?
something you
man?
like?
Nothing.
I'm gonna jump in with my last scene.
Gross.
The story of the
Never heard of it.
kidnapping of 16-year-old John Paul Getty III
All the money in the world.
and the desperate attempt by his devoted mother
Damn.
to convince his billionaire grandfather, John Paul Getty, to pay the ransom. All the money in the world. Directed by Ridley Scott. Starring Michelle Williams, Christopher Plummer,
Oh.
Mark Wahlberg, and Charlie Plummer. Is he
one
related
else.
to Christopher
No.
Plummer?
I thought.
That's
They're
just a
not.
coincidence?
This is a
That
coincidence.
he's
Yeah.
playing his grandson?
Yeah, sure. Just
Oh,
wondering.
really?
Yeah.
I was listening to a review of this literally today, and the guy said Charlie Plummer. I'm like, you fucking idiot, it's Christopher Plummer. There's someone named Charlie Plummer.
The
in
kid's
this?
Charlie Plummer.
That's
yeah.
the kid, yeah.
What am I?
Yeah, directed by Ridley Scott, which I already said, but this
am
movie's good. It's good.
Solid.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
It's not like
I've heard it's good.
amazing,
He doesn't really make
but
bad
it's
movies.
solid.
Yeah.
It's solid. Which seems to be the trademark of Ridley Scott the last decade.
Yeah.
Is that
Solid.
this is fine.
Just-
This is
You made.
it's
a
not
movie.
bad. It's just totally fine. Visually great. You know,
Well-
you know when he does like sci-fi, obviously,
Oh.
you know it gets more extreme with you know
Prometheus, anyone?
the visuals, and it can be a bit more stylistic. But this film is sort of a period piece, so he goes a bit more classic with the cinematography, but it still looks great. All the actors did a great job.
Did they?
It's always good to see Mark Wahlberg actually acting like in a normal like
Yeah.
That's different.
role.
As a human.
Yeah, it's nice. Honestly, it's nice.
I like him as an actor. Like, when he actually acts, I like him as an actor.
Extremely rare, but
Not
Yeah.
him like
Not-
fighting Transformers.
Not when he's
flexing.
playing like a live action cartoon character.
Yeah, it's just like,
Uh-uh.
come on, dude. Like, this, it's nice to see him actually like bite into some material. Michelle Williams is great.
Of course.
She's really the star of this movie, in my opinion. And Christopher Plummer is great. It's funny actually because there's a couple scenes where, actually, I think maybe it was just once. There's this like bust, this like carving of like a bunch of like ancient Greeks like heads basically, and like statues, and his head is there too, like just to show that he's just a gangster, right?
Yeah.
And it cuts to, it's like Michelle Williams just like looking at it, and from a distance there's a long shot, and it looked like the Kevin Spacey one.
It didn't look like his.
It didn't look like Christopher Plummer, and then there was a cut to a close up, and it was Christopher Plummer. But
continuity.
I could be wrong. It might just be me, but I saw Kevin Spacey's
I
face.
saw the
Sometimes.
ghost of Spacey.
Yeah, the ghost of Spacey watching over
It's
this.
the ghost of
Get
Spacey's
wrecked.
career.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get wrecked.
It kind of was in the back of my mind the whole time watching this movie. I'm like,
How could it not?
okay, what did they have? They had to reshoot all these scenes, and they
Yeah.
didn't have to reshoot these. And
Was it cringe? Like, did you notice anything weird? Like, I heard Wahlberg's body mass shifts. Did you notice that? Stockman.
oh, there's
said-
certain.
He got a lot bigger after this movie came out. Like he's been going hard, getting bigger for some reason.
Apparently,
I follow him on
I didn't
Instagram.
notice
You didn't
the
notice?
continuity of his body shape. What, he got bigger?
his size. Apparently,
I didn't notice that.
Stockman pointed out that apparently, like,
It's probably one of those things like once you
Once
see
you
it,
know.
you can't unsee it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
no, that's
I
good
didn't
that
notice
you
that.
didn't notice.
I didn't notice that.
It's ruined for me, but that's,
Yeah.
at least you enjoyed it.
And it's funny to see some of the scenes that you see in the trailer with Spacey
Oh,
that you see again with Christopher Plummer, and I'm like, oh, interesting. Like, that's a different take. But that aside, I think he was great. He didn't have a huge role, although he was above Mark Wahlberg on he was. It was like Michelle Williams and Christopher Plummer, and Mark Wahlberg.
Huh.
But yet Mark Wahlberg, I think, had more screen time. But
really?
I don't know. It's interesting. But the movie itself is a decent like thriller, like kidnap. You know, we gotta find out where he is, kind of thing. And it's there's not much to say about the plot itself. Like it's fairly straightforward, but it is interesting to learn about the Gettys in particular, because they were like, he was the first billionaire,
That's crazy.
which is crazy. And just to see like the amount of wealth that he had is nuts. and how frugal he was.
Mm.
Like, he wouldn't let people take long distance calls from his house, like guests. So he had a telephone booth installed, and they had to pay, like, put coins in it and pay.
Genius.
Yeah,
the
he's
rich
a
stay
billionaire.
rich.
That's how you get there.
So the rich stay rich.
And
Save.
there was one thing I noticed that was pretty funny. In his office, there's like a giant ornate fireplace, but there wasn't a fire on. There's just a little space heater in front of the fireplace. Because I guess the space heater costs less than.
Mm.
The wood
Burning
would take the
Wow.
Yeah.
I was like, "Are you kidding
So
me?"
he's Mr. Burns. Like
Yeah.
they said in the review that I listened to. He's live
Hilarious.
action Mr. Burns.
Yeah, all the money in the world. I'd probably give it a heavy 3. Just a
Solid.
decent, solid
Solid
thriller.
report.
Performances were great all around. Yeah,
Ridley.
check it out.
He said it best. Comes in on time, on budget, just gives you heavy 3s.
Yeah.
He's the next Ron Howard.
He's
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's move on into our news segment. We got a couple of trailers to talk about, as well as some DC news. Let's start off with a trailer for a film directed by Gus Van Sant.
Mm.
Don't worry, he won't get far on foot.
Mm. Genius.
John Callahan is the name of the cartoonist, I believe, that it's based on. I think I got that right. Starring Joaquin Phoenix, Jonah Hill, Rooney Mara, Jack Black.
JB.
Adam, let's start with you. What do you think of this?
I
You
thought
cackled a little bit.
Yeah, I lolled. I lolled at Joaquin face planting out of
Yeah.
his wheelchair.
How bad about laughing?
Yeah, I'm not sure if you're supposed to laugh at that or not.
Oh, it's definitely
Whoops.
supposed to laugh.
You think so? Okay, good.
Um,
I feel less like a
Yes.
horrible person now.
I think it looks great. I think Joaquin looks amazing. Spoiler alert, I read a review because
It's playing at Sundance.
it's playing at Sundance.
Mm.
Apparently Joaquin's phenomenal in it. Apparently it's very good.
When is he not?
That's
Phenoms.
what the headline was: Joaquin incapable of giving a bad performance. He just looks like amazing. Like I just want to. It's worth the price of admission. I feel like to watch him act. And everyone else looks bizarre,
Yeah.
like in a good way.
They all look a little bit different.
Jonah Hill looks great.
Oh, just
Look like Jesus.
out there. Yeah. Not a lot of Jack Black, but it's interesting actually. In the trailer, he looks totally different than the poster. I don't know if you guys noticed on the poster, he has like Elvis, like sideburns and hair.
This
and
is
then
Jack Black.
Jack Black, and then the trailer is like shaved
Shaved
head.
There's I thought I saw a quick frame where I saw Jack Black with hair.
In the trailer.
Yeah.
It
like
does take place over
Period of
a
time.
period of time.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
'cause I
You
thought
see
it-
like
yeah.
shots of like walking with mustache, which I
Yeah.
think he gets after his accidents.
Oh, right.
And there's some stuff before.
So it's likely he might have had hair.
Yeah, it is over a period of time. So
I don't know what that song was, but it worked beautifully.
Mm.
I thought it. It looks great. I'm just a little bit worried because of Gus Van Sant. He hasn't like done a good movie in a long time. I feel like that's like the elephant in the room.
What's he done since Milk? Has he done anything since Milk?
Bad
The
movies.
Elephant in the Room. It's one of his movies. It's called The Elephant. Anyways,
Really? Oh, amazing.
Right. That's why I said it.
Look at
so he
that.
said it right.
World.
So I like Milk and I like Good Will Hunting.
He was supposed to do
I'm trying to think of what else
Death
he's done.
Note, and then he dropped out.
That's
and
why.
then
Thank goodness.
he did Sea of Trees with McConaughey,
Apparently awful.
and he did the Psycho remake, which was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But he did that, which is not good.
My Own Private Idaho.
He did My Own Private
Oh.
Good Will Hunting, obviously.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll jump in. I do think this looks. I think it looks good. I think, I think Joaquin and Jonah Hill. I think the cast and the story will help Gus Van Sant
Yeah.
in his pursuit
Right.
of making a good movie.
I think they said that in the review, actually. Joaquin carries Gus Van Sant. That's the line.
I think also it's a very personal film for Gus Van Sant because he was trying to make this movie with Robin Williams, I believe,
Oh,
in
interesting.
the 90s while Callahan was alive still.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And then, Robin Williams died, and then Callahan died, and it sort of got put on the back burner, and then, like, he wrote the movie. Like, he wrote it. It's not just some script. So it seems
wrote
very
it? Gus
personal.
Van Sant?
Gus Van Sant.
Yeah.
So I think that'll help, but I think the cast looks great. Yeah, I'm in. What do you guys think?
I'm in. The cast looks great. Agree. Joaquin just always kills it. Love him.
He's the best.
And Gus Van Sant, I just looked. Has not done much. Has not done much in the last 15 years.
Yeah, it's been rough.
But he has made good movies in the past, so I'm in.
Tyler, what do you think?
Looks alright. I think that.
Ouch.
I think I need to see. I think I want to see a second trailer.
Yeah,
Like-
this trailer is brief.
Yeah, they don't really they kind of give you a very brief look of what's gonna happen. I will say that Joaquin looks awesome. He looks awesome in it. Other than that, I really think I need. I'm in. I'm hesitant, but I'm in.
He's in.
Haven't seen Milk, so I'm not sure.
Actually, I heard
good.
it.
I've heard it's really. I've heard it's good.
Yes, it's good. It's not really good.
Yeah,
it's good.
I've heard it's really good. I'm like, nah, I've
Sorry?
heard it's good.
Didn't it win Best Picture?
No.
No?
He won Best Actor
else
over
was?
Mickey Rourke.
The wrestler.
Hmm.
Right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rourke won all the awards leading up to it, and then Sean Penn comes in and wins the Oscar.
I
Hmm.
remember watching
Yeah,
that because
so
I was
you
like, let's see Mickey Rourke win. Here we go. It's going to be huge.
No.
Nope.
Yeah.
Get milked.
Wow. All right. Let's move on. We got another trailer to discuss. Very similar movie. We got Tomb Raider.
Oh.
We got another trailer number 2,
Mm-hmm.
starring Alicia Vikander, Dominic West, Walton Goggins, and that's pretty much it.
That's it.
That I know
Perfect.
of. Ty, let's start with you. Are you a survivor, just like her?
I am. I am a survivor. This
Great song.
This great song. Love the
Destiny's Child.
love the usage of
Destiny's Child.
of that. This trailer made the movie seem a lot cheesier than the other trailer did. So I'm kind of nervous now.
So you're in.
I was thinking this. Okay, the first trailer got me hyped for it. It's gonna be really good, and then all of a sudden this one got really cheesy, kind of almost corny cheesy.
Cheese is good, bud.
I don't know. This might be too much cheese.
A video game movie looking cheesy? That's odd.
I don't know. It looks different now. It looks like the movie's gonna be a different tone almost. I don't know. I'm kind of worried now.
You mean like a video game tone? Or
Yeah.
Why are you guys doing this to me? Why are you guys doing this?
Adam, you're making a lot of noise over there. What do you think?
Doesn't look good, is what I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't look awful, just doesn't look good. Very middle of the road. It looks like there's gonna be a lot of jumping over things.
Lots of jumping.
Too
over
many
things.
jumps.
Well, you can.
They're fully outstretched arms.
She does that 4 times. Not in this trailer, but in the other one.
Full
She,
extension.
Yeah.
a lot of jumping with big risk
Yeah.
underneath,
Massive risk.
but making the jump in the last second.
With the ice pick.
Ice picks just.
I feel like you can only
She does it on a
hang
plane.
off that
She
so
does
many
it off a
times.
Yeah, you can
boat,
only
off a cliff.
do that one so many times. I don't care. I hope I don't have to see it. That's
Oh,
my-
we're seeing.
Oh, we're seeing it.
We're seeing it, bud. Yeah, I think it looks fine. I'm a little nervous.
Hmm.
I'm a little nervous. It could be one of those movies that just totally forget about.
Mhm.
I watch and I was like, yeah, this is okay. 3. And then never remember it ever
Yeah.
again.
Mm.
Ron Howard.
But it's nice to see Alicia Vikander star because she's always great in my opinion.
Yeah,
Um,
she's good.
Always good to see Walton Goggins.
He's always great.
He looks like he's having a good time in this one.
He's got a much bigger role in this movie, which is good for him.
Yeah.
It's true.
Hmm.
I hope they do a sequence where it shows her dying,
Jumping?
and
Oh.
then
Resetting.
it resets,
When she smokes that tree at full speed.
Yeah.
Dead.
and it just shows
That
her
would be
impaled,
sick.
and then it just cuts oh, let's not do that, because I don't know, it'd be a funny callback to the
That would be
video
great,
game.
yeah.
Because the video game, you just die all the time,
Will
and
there
it just
be
shows
a
her dying.
T-Rex Easter egg? Is my question.
A T-Rex.
Yeah, do you guys know about the dinosaur Tomb Raider Easter egg?
No.
No.
It can't be I'm crazy.
There's dinosaurs in the game?
Yes.
Oh.
You go into some. It's one of the most famous video game Easter eggs. You go into she goes into some deep underground tomb or whatever, and there's a T-Rex. So if that's not in the movie, I'm out. I'm already out, honestly.
I am kind of wondering what the whole twist of the movie is.
There won't be.
There must be, because like, what's the
Why?
point? Like,
what do you mean? Like, why must?
well,
it?
her father's
It's
like,
got to be something with her
I
dad.
didn't
twist.
just cut business deals, and he had something going on the island with Walton Goggins, and like,
You comprehended dialogue from this
I
trailer.
like
bet-
what is going on here? What's
I-
going on at the island? Like, what's the?
Dad's still alive, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Either Dad's still alive and he needs Laura's help to like he's trapped somewhere, and he's like set this up so like
Mexican
Laura can get there and like free him.
Or he's actually
Or
the,
he's the
bad guy.
villain.
He's
Yeah.
actually the bad guy. It's gonna be one of those
Dominic,
two.
is Dominic West the dad?
Yes.
Yeah.
He tends to be the bad guy
He
in
tends to
movies.
be
Come
evil.
He tends to be the secret bad guy that pops up.
Yeah.
300, that money movie we saw, Money Monster,
Yep.
Yeah.
Punisher Warzone.
Punisher Warzone.
wasn't the villain in the square, but he was in that. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I just find like, I just feel like once the like reveal happens, it's just gonna be like the most cringe thing ever. It might
Yeah.
ruin it. They might be holding back on something super cringe.
Yeah, I think so.
So
Well,
what do you
it's
think?
gonna be
Then?
cringe.
I would say I'm nervous if I actually cared about the movie,
Okay.
but I don't.
So you're not.
So it looks pretty much exactly like expect a Tomb Raider movie to look like,
Okay.
Sick. Let's
I-
move
I
on.
agree.
which is bad, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah,
That was
I think
unclear.
we got that.
Let's move on. DC has announced the directors. That's 2 directors
Lord and
for
Miller.
the upcoming Flash standalone film, Flashpoint, starring Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
John Francis Daly and
Mhm.
Jonathan Goldstein. You guys might know.
Question:
Yes.
Who's Jonathan Goldstein? I know the other
His
one.
writing partner.
Okay.
Who's the other guy?
He's from Freaks and Geeks.
Freaks and Geeks, Bones.
They did.
He's a nerd.
They both wrote together. They did Vacation, and they did Spider-Man: Homecoming.
And they're doing that new Game Night Jason Bateman movie.
Mm.
Ooh.
Or they did the new Game
So
Night.
they're a writing duo.
And they directed Vacation and Game Night also. As well
Right.
as wrote.
Adam, let's start with you. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think this is a good fit? I mean, they just did Spider-Man.
Well,
Tonally, does that fit?
Scott, let me tell you, I'm almost so happy that they're rebooting DC with this Flashpoint movie that I don't give a fuck who they get to direct it. Just reset
Someone
this
do it.
whole mess. I need a Days of Future Past. Just hit the reset button. We don't know. Every day almost is like Affleck's out, Gyllenhaal's in. Nope, Affleck's back in. Nope, Affleck's out. I don't care.
Affleck's in rehab.
Yeah. Reset this universe. But yes, I think they could have picked someone worse. Like, I'm not, like, thrilled, but I loved Homecoming. I don't know how much of it was necessarily their writing. I thought Vacation was decent. Game Night, I think, looks good.
You didn't think the writing in Homecoming was
Yeah, like, it was good, but, like, yeah, it was really funny, actually.
like the
That's fair.
twists of like, especially having with Vulture and his relation, and like all
you
that.
know
right?
what? Yeah, okay.
All right, okay.
Well, it's interesting because they are writing this movie. Like, Lord Miller wrote it. I don't know if you guys remember. It's funny that you said Lord Miller.
I feel like this got to be
Or
rewritten.
you think they're just gonna like take over?
Oh yeah.
But I feel like they're Lord Miller light, so it's just kind of like ironic that they go from Lord Miller to these guys.
Yes,
right?
I think it's funny that they have a duo still doing it.
Yeah,
It's as if they have like some sort of like
mandate.
mandate or like some sort of like file set up where they already have like directed by blank and blank. We're like, we can't change this.
We
We
already
do it. We
have
do it.
2 directors' chairs. We
Yeah.
have to get, like...
Whenever I see that, it just always seems like it's like director for hire / like direction by committee. It's just like
Yeah.
there's no like one singular like artistic vision.
And this is the 4th director to be working on this movie. I think at least 3.
Should we hedge our bets on whether it'll be the last or?
That's what I was gonna say too. I was like, when you said it's gonna be directors, I'm like, these are the directors for now.
For now.
Yeah.
$5
We'll see.
says Ron Howard comes in to save the day.
It's, anything's possible.
Ridley Scott.
Yeah.
He might.
Safe guys.
He
Yeah.
might.
Or Ron Howard and Ridley Scott, get 2 directors in there.
Nice and safe.
We got 2 chairs.
Howard
Get
and
them both in
Ridley.
there. Yeah.
Ty, what are your thoughts on this? Do you care? What
Oof.
do you think?
Well, restarting DC is always a good idea. So I'm hyped for that.
Indeed.
If they can do it properly and then get a good movie out of it, I'm always
Like
excited.
the Flash runs in a circle so fast that he creates a black hole, and everyone, the DC
It just swallows DC.
universe disappears into the black hole, and everyone dies.
That'd be nice.
That's
If
what you want
that's
to
the
happen.
premise, I'm in.
Right.
I'm definitely in.
What if I told you Jeffrey Dean Morgan playing an alternate universe Batman with guns?
Yes, I've seen that. And then, like, Mom is Harley, right? Or something
Joker.
like that? Yeah, Joker. Thank you.
Yeah.
I've read about that. I'd be in for that.
Mm,
That'd be pretty fucking awesome.
yes.
It seems like a fan theory that they'll do that.
Anything with Jeffrey Dean Morgan, I'm in.
I don't know if they do that. Per se.
Yeah,
I don't think they will.
I don't know.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan said he wants to do it.
Really?
Probably
Actors have very little, like,
Paul.
influence on a
But why would
story.
if they're doing Flashpoint? That is like a massive part of Flashpoint. They have Jeffrey Dean Morgan in the DCEU.
Civil War had some massive parts that didn't quite make it either.
That's true.
I think it might just be the title.
Damn it.
They'll do their own thing with it. Yeah, they're not going to do the exact same thing. What are your thoughts on this, Tim?
I'm out.
Eh.
That
I like Jonathan. I like the Homecoming script a lot. I think it's really, really funny.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of like nice twists and stuff in it. So I'm okay with them directing it. I don't particularly care about the movie a whole lot,
Mm-hmm.
and
I back you on
we'll
that.
see if this happens or not.
Yeah. I don't know. It just seems like DC's like they're just scrambling at this point. They're like,
Yeah, no direction.
fuck, what do we do here? Let's get
Enigma.
the Homecoming crew. Like,
You guys know what you're doing.
yeah, I don't know. It's very nervous.
Yeah.
Makes me nervous.
They're very reactionary to things, I find.
Yeah. They don't go out and they're like, they have a plan. They're going to get someone to do this. They're like, oh fuck, what do we do? What do we do? They're just scrambling all the time.
Well, like they did just get their second or third new creative chief in place now. This new girl, and she basically hinted that they're gonna go back to standalones. She said like we can't mimic what Disney is doing. It worked amazing for them. We have to do what worked for us.
They could do it, but they just gotta take their time doing it.
Right. I don't know why they think it's this impossible task.
It's not.
They just rushed and
They're just biting off more than they can chew, and we've been saying that for years.
They did a solo movie, and then they did a team-up movie, and then they did a team movie.
Yeah.
Just take it slower, man.
Yeah. Build your universe first, and then make the universe movie.
And then fuck it up.
Yeah.
Fuck it up over 10 years, not 3.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh, man.
Well,
The hype, though.
yeah, DC Flashpoint.
We're all very excited.
Reset button.
I think that'll do it for episode
Sell,
129 of the Upper Late Podcast. Tim, where can people find us?
People can find us on Twitter at UpReal8. You can find me personally on Letterboxd at UpRealTim and on Instagram at TheCraftPundit.
You can find us on Facebook and on Instagram, Up Real Late Podcast. You can also find me on Letterboxd at Up Real Tie.
Can they?
Yes.
You can find me on Twitter at Franey25 and Instagram and Letterboxd at UpRealAdam.
Find myself, Scott, on Letterboxd at UpRealScott. And yeah, guys, like I said earlier, leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment below in the comment section and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And as always,
Do that.
keep it real.